Hello everyone, I hope you all are fine. So today we are going to start a chapter that is Human Geography, Nature and Scope, Chapter 1, Part 2 from Class 12th NCERT Geography. So this is the topic, Human Geography, Nature and Scope. Now the concept, Human Geography. So what is human geography? We have earlier discussed about the human geography, right? So today we also understand the concept of human geography. Human geography is the branch of geography that deals with the study of people and their communities, cultures, economies and interactions with the environment by studying their relations with and across space and place. That is human geography. You can also add that human geography helps us to understand our world. So that is all about the human geography. So today's topic is human geography and sister discipline of social science. So here in this figure you can see that there is a fields of human geography, there is a subfields and interface with sister disciplines of social science. So you can see here that is fields of human geography include social geography, urban geography, political geography, population geography, settlement geography and economic geography. Again here you can see that social geography again divided into, or you can say that social geography divided into different subfields. So first is behavioral geography, geography of social well-being, geography of leisure, cultural geography, gender geography, historical geography and medical geography. Now second is urban geography that deals with urban studies and planning. Third is political geography which includes electoral geography and military geography that deals with the political science and military science. Population geography that deals with the demography. Settlement geography that deals with the urban and rural planning. Lastly, economic geography. The subfields of economic geography includes geography of resources, geography of agriculture, geography of industries, geography of marketing, geography of tourism and lastly geography of international trade. So we will understand in a broader terms. First is fields and subfields of human geography. So first is a social geography. What is social geography? Social geography is the branch of human geography that is most closely related to social theory in general and sociology in particular, dealing with the relation of social phenomena and its special components. Okay, and social geography is primarily concerned with the ways in which social relations, identities and inequalities are created. So that is all about social geography. Now the first is cultural geography, that is a subfield of social geography. What is cultural geography? Cultural geography is a subfield of human geography which focuses upon the patterns and interaction of human culture, both material and non-material, in relation to the natural environment and the human organization of space. So that is all about the cultural geography, or simply you can say that cultural geography is the study of cultural products and norms, their variation across space and places as well as their relations. Now the second concept is historical geography. What is historical geography then? Historical geography is the branch of geography that studies the ways in which geographic phenomena have changed over time. It's a synthesizing discipline which shares both topical and methodological similarities with history, anthropology and etc. So that is the historical geography. Or simply you can say that historical geography is the study of place or region at a specific time or period in the past. That is all about historical geography. Now we will understand the medical geography. What is medical geography? Medical geography studies the effect of climate upon health. It aims to improve the understanding of the various factors which affect the health of population and hence individual. It is also called the health geographics. So there is a one question for you, that why is medical geography important? So your answer will be, medical geography is an important field because it aims to provide an understanding of health problems and improve the health of people worldwide based on the various geographic factors influencing them. So that's why medical geography is important. So simple now? Yes. So fourth number is behavioral geography. What is behavioral geography? It is an approach to human geography that examines human behavior using a disaggregate approach. Behavioral geographers focus on cognitive process, underlying spatial reasoning, decision making and behavior. Or simply you can say that behavioral geography is an approach to human geography that attempts to understand human activity in space, place and environment by studying it at the disaggregate level of analysis, at the level of the individual person. Or behavioral geographers analyze data on the behavior of individual people, recognizing that individuals vary from each other. So that is all about behavioral geography. Now fifth is geography of social well-being. So what is well-being? Social well-being is a subjective analysis of social quality of life. It includes high living standard, education and skill development, social security, good living conditions, environmental protection, opportunity to express their emotion, sentiments, cultures and trade, and social capital. That is about social well-being. So, social well-being. The study of social well-being in geography is the inevitable result of the relevance movement which started in 1970. It aimed at addressing those human problems which were affecting the society at large. It was launched to groom geography as a socially relevant discipline. So that is all about geography of social well-being. Now the concept is geography of leisure study. So what is leisure? An activity chosen for pleasure, relaxation or other emotional satisfaction, typically after work or other responsibilities are done. So simply you can say that geography of leisure study the relationship between leisures and other social practices and behaviors related to human movement. It can include leisure activities like gardens, heritage sites, parks, theme parks and so on. So that is all about the subfields of social geography. Now it's time for the urban geography. What is urban geography? Urban geography is a branch of human geography concerned with various aspects of cities. And urban geographers' main role is to emphasize location and space and study the spatial processes that create patterns observed in urban areas. To do this, they study the site, evolution and growth, and classification of village, towns and cities as well as their location and importance in relation to different regions and cities. Or you can simply say that the branch of urban geography investigates the location, structure, development and growth of cities from tiny village to huge megalopolis. So that is all about the urban geography. Now the political geography. What is political geography? Political geography is a branch of geography that deals with the boundaries, divisions, and possession of the states. Political geography looks at how government and countries are affected by their location. Political geography looks at a huge number of different elements in the relationship between politics and place. Example, how boundaries between countries, states are made. So, what are the subfields of political geography? It includes electoral geography, geopolitics, military geography, and strategic geography. Now, the military geography. What is military geography? Military geography involves the application of geographic informations, tools, and technologies to the military problem. Okay? And on a strategic level, an emerging field of strategic and military geography seeks to understand the changing human and biophysical environment that alter the security and military domains. Like climate change, for example, is adding and multiplying the complexity of military strategy, planning and training. So that is the geography important in military. Now there is a population geography. What is population geography? Population geography helps us to understand the various facts to the spatial variation in the distribution of human population across the earth with reference to the physical, cultural and socio-economic environment. Or you can say simply that population geography is a division of the human geography. It is the study of the ways in which spatial variation in the distribution, composition, migration and growth of population are related to the nature of place. Okay? Population geography involves demography in a geographical perspective. That is all about population geography, and population geographers are concerned with the distribution, migration and growth of population in geographic area. So that's all about population geography. Now here is a concept that is settlement geography. It's very important to know the term settlement first. A settlement is any form of human dwelling from the smallest house to the largest city. Settlements can vary in size from the very small to extremely large. They can be as small as one house and as large as megacity. Home to tens of millions of people, they can be permanent or temporary. Settlements start in different places for different reasons. So, settlement geography is a branch of human geography that investigates the earth's surface parts settled by humans. That is all about settlement geography. Or simply, you can say that settlement geography is the study of urban and rural areas with the specific regards to spatial relation and theoretical aspects of settlement. That's all about settlement geography. Now, economic geography. Here you can see that economic geography is the study of man and his economic activities under varying sets of conditions. The main objective of economic geography is to examine man's economic achievement in terms of production and consumption in the light of his environment. And economic geographers examine the distribution of production and distribution of goods, the distribution of wealth and the spatial structure of economic condition. So here in simple terms you can say that economic geography is the study of the man and his economic activity under varying sets of conditions. That is all about the economic geography. Now the subfields of economic geography. First is geography of tourism. So tourism geography is the study of travel and tourism as an industry and as a social and cultural activity. Tourism geography is that branch of human geography that deals with the study of travel and its impact on the places. Okay? The study of leisure time activities and their impact on local environment. So as you know that tourism is one of the world's largest industry, and it involves a huge or great number of people making very temporary migrations, and thus for great interest of geographers. So that is all about the tourism geography. Now comes the agriculture geography. Then what is agriculture geography? Agriculture geography is a subdiscipline of human geography, as we have earlier talked about, concerned with the spatial relationship found between agriculture and humans. So here you can see geographers in this branch studies agriculture and rural settlement, the distribution of agriculture, and the geographic movement and access to agriculture products and land use in rural areas. Or you can simply say, what is the focus of agriculture geography? So the answer will be, it is a traditionally considered the branch of economic geography that investigates those parts of the earth's surface that are transformed by humans through primary sector activities for consumption. Okay, that is all about the agriculture geography and its focus. Now the industrial geography. What is industrial geography? A branch of geography that deals with the location, raw materials, products and distribution as influenced by geography. Or you can say the branch of economic geography that studies the factor, regularities and feature of the location and development of industrial production in various countries or region. Or you can simply say that it is a branch of geography that deals with the location of industries, the geographic factor that influences their location and the development, the raw material used in them and the distribution of the finished goods. So that is all about the industrial geography. Now next is resource geography. So what is resource? A resource is any physical material constituting part of earth that people need and value. Natural material become resource when humans value them. The uses and the value of resources change from culture to culture and from time to time. Resources are spatially distributed, varying in quantity and quality. Okay, so this is the resource. So it may be defined as the study of distribution and characteristics of resources which distinguish one region from another, with interest focused on utilization, evaluation, conservation and management of resources in relation to the environment. So that is all about the resource geography, right? Now the concept is marketing geography. So what is marketing geography? It's a very new concept. So the marketing geography may be described as an application of geographical methods and techniques to study marketplaces as unit of space and various kinds of activities associated with the spatial distribution of goods required by the consumer. So that is a marketing geography, or simply you can say that in marketing, that is geomarketing, also called as marketing geography, is a discipline that uses geolocation in the process of planning and implementation of marketing activities. Okay. Now the question is, how does geography affect marketing? So the answer will be, knowing the geographic location of their customer base can help marketers make smart decisions when placing brands or products offering across geographies or localities. Knowing the route its customer travel enables the store make some intelligent strategic choice about where to place its billboards ads. So that is all about the marketing geography. Now the last is geography of international trade. So it's very important to know the concept of international trade. International trade is the exchange of goods and services among countries across national borders. Barter system was an initial form of trade practiced by primitive society. In the barter system, goods were exchanged directly. So that is all about the international trade. So now what is the geography of international trade? The geography of international trade, as the present writer sees it, mainly focuses on the exchange of goods among nations and other territorial division for which international trade statistics are reported. So that is all about the geography of international trade. So now the conclusion. As we know that human geography is a branch of social science that studies the world, its people, culture, communities with an emphasis on relation of and across space and place. It helps us to understand our world. No other single subject allows an overview of the spatial effects of human activity and interaction. It helps to understand past to prepare future. It also gives understanding of human mind and how sociology affects us. So that's all about the human geography and their subfields. So now the chapter is completed. I hope you understand. So thank you.